Marco,
Sean,
are you excited? Look at that. You read my mind.
Do you want pizza?
I always want pizza. You know that.
I know.
You know I always want pizza.
We had a great prep before hitting record. We just spoke pretty much about pizza in San Francisco. So we are excited about RSA Conference.
We're excited about RSA and all the pizza that comes with it. Exactly. Well, there are some few good spots, and evidently Rob knows of one. He'll have to find it again.
Yes,
and he'll let us know where it is.
I know where it is. I just don't know what it's called. And
we'll follow you.
We'll
let us know when you go for a hunt.
We'll catch your trail, and we'll meet you there.
Mm-hmm.
Never pass up a good pizza, and I never pass up RSA, Marco. It's that time of year again. RSA Conference,
nor a good conversation.
Conference 2025. Yes, nor a good conversation too. Exactly, and it's great to have Rob on. Rob, good to see you again.
Good to see you again, Sean.
It's coming up, and you guys have a busy schedule, a booth with a lot of stuff going on there. Just a quick word for you've been on the show before, but folks haven't met you yet. Your role at ThreatLocker, please, Rob.
Chief Product Officer.
Short and sweet. Look at that. You make all make all the good stuff. You're very humble.
Part-time Chief Podcast Officer, but that's a completely separate thing.
There is a role for that. I'm going to apply. That's pretty much what I do.
Fired.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice one.
I have a career in front of me.
You build all the cool stuff, Rob, and you've been busy on that front too. A lot of releases coming out, and I have a feeling people are going to be happy they came by your booth to see all the stuff that you've put together. I mean, you have a great following of customers already, and we're at Zero Trust World, and the feedback from everybody that was at the conference was incredible. And so people that meet you in San Francisco get to see some of the new stuff as well.
And of course, we're talking about ThreatLocker.
We are talking about
probably say the name of the company, right?
I did say the name of the company.
You did? That's right. You didn't hear. I was thinking about pizza.
I said his role at ThreatLocker.
It's here. It's here.
You're just thinking pizza too much.
All right. And we may as well say that it's booth number 854. So we got get out of the way too. And that's one of the main reasons why we're recording this pre-event conversation. Number one, to get the excitement going. We're going to be driving, Sean and I, again, after many years of flying to San Francisco. We're going to drive up probably on the 5. So that's not that exciting. I don't know if you guys are familiar with California highways.
It's not as fun as the 101.
It's not the best one, but it's the fastest one. We want to get there, and we want to meet a ton of people. And I know I'm actually very excited about this conference. And I'm excited to know what's going on at your booth, Rob, and what are you guys planning to do there? Unveiling a few things, demos, what else?
All the fun things, really. I mean, look, we love these conferences. We love them for a multitude of different reasons. As you mentioned, meeting existing customers is always fantastic. There's nothing better than to meet an existing customer, catch up, get feedback. You know, are you happy? Anything we can do to make your life better? It's a phenomenal way to connect with customers, but also obviously to speak to people who've never heard of us. It's equally a great opportunity to effectively spread the gospel, spread the good word about what we're doing and why we're doing it and why it's so important. So we've got, obviously, we're doing presentations. I think that speaking times are TBC at the moment, but we're going to be doing live presentations, live demonstrations at the booth. We're going to have all the merches. So if you need merches, you need t-shirts, you want socks, this is the booth to come to. We have got quality merch as well. We're doing a rubber ducky challenge. So basically we have a number of different data exfiltration techniques that we can do via rubber duckies. So if you think your current cybersecurity solution will stop this from stealing your data or stop us from stealing your data, come talk to us. We'll basically plug a rubber ducky into your computer and see what happens. Fun fact.
Describe that to us quickly.
So rubber ducky, little hacking device, looks like a ordinary USB storage device. It's actually a programmable keyboard, programmable keyboard that you can pre-program with, for example, a PowerShell command that will exfiltrate all your files. We have for many years done what we call the Ducky Challenge, which is we say to people at events like this, look, if you think your current cybersecurity solution will stop this from stealing your data, come talk to us. We plug it into your computer. If you win, you get to keep the rubber ducky. If we win, we get to keep your data. Now,
sounds like a good deal.
Absolutely, it is. But you would be amazed at how many people volunteer. I mean, it's dozens and dozens and dozens of people have volunteered, and pretty much every case we've got the data. The new thing is we now have multiple ways of doing it as well. So it's not just like we used to do it via PowerShell. Now we've got batch file versions using curl. We've got Python, we've got all manner of different versions of stealing data. So one of them will work, but I'd be pretty confident that the OG version will work because it's worked for years. But it just shows people what potential holes there are in their security strategy effectively. But we often give away, I don't know, I think we might be giving away a trip to Zero Trust World for anybody who does volunteer and win. And we don't actually keep your data. We will delete it once it's been uploaded, so don't worry about that as well.
The data's safe with us.
Temporarily.
Yes, exactly. Well, I want to maybe quick. I know you have more stuff going on, and we'll get to that quickly. But for folks who aren't familiar with ThreatLocker, why should they stop by? Maybe the better question to ask is, what is your solution set, and how does it help organizations? So why what are they going to learn by stopping by?
Well, I was going to answer your first question by saying handsome Irishman.
Oh, there's always that. Yeah, of course.
With
a great accent. Exactly.
Thank you. No, well, I mean, fundamentally, it's a different approach to cybersecurity. It's not more of the same. I mean, I was at RSA last year, and it seemed like just AI here, AI there. Our AI is better than your AI. Our AI is bigger than your AI. It was like a sea of an AI competition. We take a different approach to cybersecurity. So fundamentally, what we do is we deny by default rather than permitting by default and denying by exception, which is the strategy for most other tools. So it's a very different approach. It's a very unique approach and a very, very, very effective approach. So as I said, explaining that to people, showing people what it looks like, it's a fantastic opportunity to do that in person rather than on podcasts and webinars and so on.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to touch one thing.
By the way,
yeah, go for it.
Just not saying anything bad about podcasts. Podcasts are awesome.
I didn't hear you, so it's okay.
That's fine. But yeah, no, just having those the opportunity to have conversations in person with people, answering questions. What about this? What about that? That kind of stuff. It's a much more personable way to have these conversations.
Nothing beats in person.
No question. And that's exactly where I wanted to go. Like, then we go back to talk a little bit about what you guys are presenting there. But the conference itself, you've been there, obviously, now your first rodeo, and it is all about the community. That's the one thing I'm excited. It's going to be year number, I think, 12 or 13 for me. Sean pretty much invented RSA, so it's been there quite a bit. But, to go back and see who is new in the industry and what the talk is, and the fact that it's been going more and more from just tech talk and we're cool and geeks and all of that to community. So, and I know how important is the community for ThreatLocker as well. So tell me a little bit about that. You kind of mentioned the back and forth with customers and how
absolutely. Yeah, it's just a really good way of getting feedback. But I mean, as you saw from Zero Trust World, I mean, there's kind of the ThreatLocker community, which is a fantastic community and one that I love greatly, but there's also the greater community. And as I said, that is fundamentally who we want to connect to, who we want to talk to at RSA.
And in terms of, I know you're doing, is it a giveaway with hotel rooms, I guess?
I'd forgotten about this. I'd completely forgotten about this. So, broadly speaking, as I understand it, the hotel bellmen will be dropping envelopes underneath people's doors at some stage during the conference. I don't know when exactly. If you get one of these, bring it to the ThreatLocker booth unopened, and each one basically, everyone, some of them, I'm not sure how many of them, basically wins $500 or up to $500 or something like that. As I said, I'd actually forgotten about that from last year, but yeah, we did it last year as well. And quite a lot of people won quite a few dollars. So
if
so I'm in an Airbnb on the other side of the bridge. Am I gonna get one?
Marco, I will bring one to you personally.
That's right.
Leave it in the car, like with the rubber ducky.
Yeah. But if you get it, and sorry, I will stress, if you get one, you have to bring it unopened to the booth. If you open it, you ain't getting nothing.
Look at that.
Let's do that.
You can't peek.
No peeking.
The anticipation can't let it get you.
It's about resisting the temptation, like the real social engineer type of thing. Right.
Well, speaking of community and in person, and you have demonstrations, you're going to be doing presentations as well. But for folks who've caught stories with ThreatLocker on ITSP Magazine, you've heard us say this mindset, and I think having a chance to actually talk with somebody face to face about what this mindset means,
yes,
is super important. So, can you maybe touch on how some of the conversations you plan to have will help people kind of reframe how they think of zero trust and how they look at their environment?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as I said, fundamentally, our mission, as we see it, is to change the paradigm of endpoint security. So for many, many years, the paradigm of endpoint security has been to allow everything except what we, and by we, I mean X vendor, knows to be bad. Now, unfortunately, that approach has pretty much been proven not to work. Every time there's a ransomware attack, it proves that approach does not work, because basically nobody knows everything that is bad. Because if somebody did, it would be the only product, and there would be no such thing as ransomware. The fact is, attacks are happening every day, and it shows that that approach is not succeeding. I mean, it has a value, and you might stop most of the bad things because, maybe somebody knows most of the bad things, but nobody knows all of the bad things. I mean, there are, 160,000 new pieces of malware released every single day. I mean, how do you possibly keep up with that? I mean, the evidence would suggest that you just can't. So again, our mind shift change that we're trying to encourage is, rather than doing that, rather than allowing everything except that's which is known to be bad, why don't you just allow what's required and block everything else? So going from basically default allow to default deny. Now, people think that sounds scary and it sounds terrible and it sounds really hard to manage. It's not. And that's the beauty of ThreatLocker, is it makes it manageable, it makes it attainable, it makes it achievable to even, smaller organizations. But it's a different way of looking at the problem of cybersecurity. But if you combine basically that with a level of detection, a level of, okay, let's make decisions, let's try and react, etc., then that's pretty much your definition of a well-balanced security stack. So rather than just depending on detection, because again, the problem with detection is it's reactive, it's, oh no, something is happening, we better do something about it. So we're talking about balancing proactive with reactive. So proactive blocking. And the beauty about it is if something is going down, you're going to know about it or detect it when it's not allowed to happen, rather than when it is allowed to happen. So it's not responding per se. It's, hey, this is attempting to happen, but ThreatLocker stopped it.
Well, minimal time and maximum security, it's definitely everybody's dream when you work in security, right? It's not stopping the business from running, especially if it's a small, medium-sized business. It's not that main concern. It's to actually stay in business. And unfortunately, now security is part of staying in business. So,
absolutely. And to that point, Marco, so there's a very important caveat to the deny by default, which is permit by exception. So it's deny by default, permit by exception. But the permit by exception is what allows your business to continue to run. The permit by exception is what allows people to do their jobs. The deny by default is what keeps you safe, but permit by exception is a really important part of that as well. But again, it's not a blanket permit. It's not allow everything by exception. It's allow what's needed by exception.
Yeah, and I think that's where your secret sauce comes in, ThreatLocker. And I mean, I heard it at Zero Trust World.
Which of our secret sauces? We have many secret
sauces.
They have
many sauces.
Yes,
the manageability of that managed by exception.
Yeah, I know. As I said, we make it attainable, achievable, possible. There's a few different things. I mean, we create policies for people automatically, so you don't have to figure out what's needed in every machine. We have built-in application definitions that we maintain, update. So basically, our applications team are doing the hard work around allow listing, so you don't have to. So there's, as I said, many secret sauces and many parts to it that make it manageable and attainable and achievable.
Yeah, and what can people expect if they come at the booth? Like, what kind of demo are you running there? Do you know that?
Am I allowed to say handsome Irishman again?
Sure.
Demonstrating.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Is there going to be multiple? Okay, there's going to be at least one handsome Irishman. But yeah, we're going to be doing demonstrations. As I said, the Ducky Challenge. We'd probably do that to anyone and everyone that will volunteer their computer to have it plugged into. I've just got confirmation of the timing. So apparently on Tuesday at 12 p.m. we're doing Zero Trust for 0 days, which is a example or a story about a hospital that we helped not get hit. We're doing a network control related one, so about controlling network access, apparently at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. And just basically, and funny, I should have mentioned the detection complementing protection, but we're doing a detection to complement Zero Trust presentation on Thursday at 11 a.m. So yeah, it's going to be a bunch of stuff. But I mean, as I said, it's mainly around the conversations. It's mainly around the meeting with people. We don't want to be lecturing to people. It's more
just show up when you can. There is a lot to see, a lot to do, bigger than ever.
And we will merch you. And be assured, we will merch
and
you.
I can be a witness for the quality. Because I got a nice T-shirt that I'm really, really enjoying.
It is tremendous merch. In fact, to be honest, Marco, I'm kind of disappointed you're not wearing it right now.
Let me see if I can find it.
I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it's there. You're probably wearing it underneath. Yeah, well, no, we will merch you.
Well, we are most definitely excited. So I think we should, Sean, make a round again, the booth number and when
booth 854.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wrap it up with you mentioned, well, I mentioned secret sauce, but then you also touched on the sauce as well. And Marco, you like ketchup on pizza, right?
Yeah, that and pineapple.
Nice.
Bring me that, and
tomato sauce.
I'm happy Italian right there.
I don't think so. No extra sauces on pizza.
No. Absolutely no.
No. We'll have fun. We'll enjoy seeing the whole ThreatLocker team, booth 854, RSAC Conference.
And that's in the South Expo Hall. If you're familiar, that's in the South.
Yep. Get your rubber ducky. Share your data.
Please.
Or hope not to share your data. But I can honestly say the entire team, ThreatLocker, is super fun, super nice, super professional, and have a lot of great information to share. And I encourage everybody to be part of the ThreatLocker community and stop by and get dressed.
There you go. And as far as everybody else, stay tuned. We will be there, of course. We will create a ton of content. Of course, we will also talk to you guys again on location. So we'll go deeper in the ThreatLocker stories. And we will, if you can't make it San Francisco, because not everybody can, just stay tuned on ITSP Magazine and we will follow the event for you and share it.
Absolutely. And Rob, you can just deliver the envelope to me for Marco. I'll take care of it for him.
Consider it's on.
Leave it on the windshield.
That's right. Well, thanks everybody. See you in San Francisco, and thanks Rob. Thanks to the entire ThreatLocker team for being part of this, and see everybody there.
You're very welcome, Sean and Marco. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you.
Yeah, thank you.